up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. Look, y'all see the title, man. Them today, you tomorrow. And what I mean by that is, man, we make a mistake sometimes when we see other people going through things. We'll start with going through things in the public, like you see famous people and celebrities that are dealing with stuff. And I know what a lot of y'all think, man, nobody care about them celebrities, man. I don't care about them people selling out. They ain't real. They get what they deserve. They this, they that. And in some cases, yeah, that's true. You know, they have given themselves over to this establishment in some way, in form, or fashion. But that does not um, dismiss the fact that they still become targets, just like regular old everyday ordinary people in different situations. And what we see from them and from other people that go through things, it ain't always about them. It's an example to you. It's an example to watch how they're treated and to watch what they go through and what they're subjected to, and to watch who's doing it, so that if the time comes where you may go through something similar, even if it's on a smaller scale or it could be on a similar scale, you can have a familiarity, and that may help you know how to deal with it. We can't be so desensitized to the struggles of other people, especially when we doing good or we think that we doing good. You know, I mean, man, my life's been great, man. I haven't had any problems, any situations. Everybody's fine. My money's good. You know, and you feeling that way because maybe it's been a long time since you went through a struggle. Maybe you don't. Maybe your arrogance is kicked in, and you don't even see it being possible that you could go through or get caught up in a situation, that you could run into a brick wall. But you absolutely can. So we can't be dismissive of other people's problems and have that, well, it ain't me type of mentality. All right, well, that's on him. He got to figure that out for himself, man. It ain't got nothing to do with me, man. I got a family. Yeah, and all that's true. But you still got to keep your eyes peeled, because that same person that's dealing with a situation and going through something, maybe they didn't think that they would ever be. And you hear people say that, man, I never thought that there would be a time where I would be going through this, that this could happen. I never thought that this could happen to me, or something like this could happen to me. And I'm not going into categories because it really don't even matter what it is. But whatever it is, we are on a planet that's closing in on having 8 billion people on it. And so anything that you see somebody else deal with, there's a possibility, God forbid, but there's a possibility that you could end up going through the same thing. So keep your eyes open, because the same type of better yet, you'll see people that go through stuff and they start getting support and people coming in and helping and all that, and then you may not be on that page, man. I ain't helping them, man. Gotta figure that out on his own, like I said. But that same type of support that you see others get, there might be a time where you might want that for yourself if you ever get caught up. So we have to get in the practice of uh, creating and initiating um, reciprocal scenarios, reciprocating scenarios where, even if it's not me, even if it's not my problem in that moment, I'm going to still pitch in and help for the time I might need it. You know, people say that all the time. You know, that's what the old folks used to teach us. You know, you help others out, then a day may come when you need help and somebody will help you out. I believe in that. Some of y'all don't. Some of y'all just feel like, you know, the world is so cruel, the world is so jacked up and messed up. And it is. But there's still a lot of good people and good hearted people out there that will um, come to your aid when you need it. And coming to somebody's aid is not always centered around money. You know, sometimes it's just centered around lending a helping hand. Sometimes it's just centered around uh, a word, saying something to you, giving you some game or some advice that can talk you through it, that can walk you through it, or some encouragement. So it ain't always about money, and it's about people making you see things from a different lens. Because when we going through stuff, man, sometimes depending on what it is, we feel like it ain't no way out. We feel like this is just the worst thing that could ever be, and I don't know how, man. And that's why a lot of people, you know, take their own life. That's why a lot of people just they feel like the walls are closed in on them so hard that they have no other choice but to just remove themselves from the planet, thinking that they're removing themselves from the situation by removing themselves from the planet. But an encouraging word can alter your perspective because there are a lot of people who've been facing way worse. People have been facing some horrible stuff. It didn't seem like, oh man, I don't know how I'm gonna get it, but they stood in the face of it, leaned on their faith, and leaned on God, and they got out of it. And they leaned on the work that had to be done to get out of it as well. So it's a formula to fix every problem. The problem is we just don't know the formula. So we got to figure out and learn the formula and be willing to listen and learn from those who can share the formula, especially if it's somebody who's already walked down that road. So keep that in mind when you start to just get that attitude like, well, it ain't me. Yeah, it ain't you today, but it could be you tomorrow, man. Alright, fam, it's your big brother K-Rino. Y'all like, subscribe, and y'all make a comment at the bottom if it's something I forgot or something that y'all would like to just expound on a little deeper. Feel free to leave it in that comment section, man. Always have your notifications on um, if you subscribe to the channel already. And do your big brother a favor, go to my podcast channel, the Underground Dialogue Network, and go subscribe to that channel right now. I'll catch y'all later on, man. Peace.